How you like that? I came from the opposite side. You didn't know I could do that, did you? Yeah. Alright, this is me, Sayah, your servant of Yahuwah. Back again, here to jump right back into Bere'Shiyth. We're in chapter 7. We finished up chapter 6. It's moving really fast. This is some good stuff. So please, stay with us and hear these stories because this is history. This is for your edification, for you to be able to look at the Father and say, I know you, I respect you, I'm going to try my best to do what you say. I'm just dust right now. Help me, Father. Make my heart flesh so that all this dust and concrete, if there's anything solid in me, it'll change. And I will forever be your servant. In the name of your son, YAHUAH'S, Amen. That was the weirdest prayer you ever heard, right? It just came out. Don't ask me. All right, we're in chapter 7 of Bere'Shiyth, starting off with verse 1. And Yahuwah said unto Noah, Come, you and all your house into the ark, for you have I seen righteous before men in this generation. That's a short list. You. Apparently there were no other righteous people whom Yahuwah has seen, including Noah's family. Whew. I could just hear him gulping down a huge lump in his throat. If it were not for him and his actions, his obedience, his family probably would have been gone too. All right. Yahuwah didn't say anything about his sons being righteous. He said Noah. All right. Just to make that clear. All right. We're skipping 2 and 3. We're going down to verse 4. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. This verse is directly connected to verses 6:13 and 17. After he told Noah that the end of all flesh had come before him, he tells him that in 7 days he will cause it to rain 40 days and nights. Now, religious teaches that Noah had 120 years before the flood are inaccurate. He didn't have 120 years before the flood came. He had 7 days. Chapter 6, verse 3 was in reference to YAHUAH'S Ruach, which he said was flesh, that his days would be 120 years. Like I said, that he was flesh. Here, Yahuwah is clearly telling Noah that he had 7 days to prepare in the manner which he was instructing him. And why not 7 days? If you believe that he alone could create, then make everything we know of today, is it that much harder to believe that he could instruct one man to prepare for an event based on what he says? Although you now know that Yahuwah did not do this all by himself, who is to say, when I say do all of this, I mean make the planet and animals in the sky and stars and all that stuff. Who is to say that he did not send Noah help? After all, how could one man possibly do all these things, especially herding all the animals as instructed? Although he probably didn't have to herd them too much, because Yahuwah said they would come to him. But even still, even in 120 years, I'm of the mind that Yahuwah sent other Elohim to assist, even though it's not mentioned. That's just my thinking, okay? It's not mentioned, it's not written. I'm just thinking that way. Necessary evil. Some people believe that at times it is necessary to commit an evil act against a few for the benefit, long term, of a majority. Of course, the benefit lies solely in the eyes of the one committing the evil. It is a matter of perspective. If you do not benefit, then it is just evil in your eyes, at least until you die. So then, why would Yahuwah commit such an evil? Based on the scriptures, you can conclude it was for supreme disappointment, which spurred an anger that could only be quenched by unbridled wrath. First, I'm going to read these verses, but I'm not really going to comment on them. But they do seem rather important and have some substance for this story, okay? Verse 5 through 9. And Noah did according unto all that Yahuwah commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. I'm going to read 6 again. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of water was upon the earth. That's important. I told you back in chapter 5, his age was important. He was 500 then, he's 600 now. That's 100 years. During that time, he had 3 sons. Verse 7. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his woman, and his sons' women with him into the ark because of the waters of the flood. Of clean beasts, verse 8, chapter 7. Of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creeps upon the earth. Verse 9. There went in 2 and 2 unto El Noach into the ark, the male and the female, as Elohim had commanded Noach. So he remained to be obedient, okay? Those verses are a great illustration that he did what he was told to do. He was obedient. Verse 10. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. Here again, it is repeated that after 7 days, the rains came and the waters of the flood were upon the earth, just as Yahuwah has said. This did not take 120 years. This did not take 120 years. It took 7 days. Noah had only 7 days to prepare as instructed. Okay? He had to build an ark, get the animals in, get his family in 7 days. He had to build an ark. I'm hoping that you get your mind wrapped around that because that's incredible. Now, for all those who think that the Most High does not have feelings and emotions, Yahuwah was so disappointed with man, with what man was doing to his image, that he showed his anger in the most unfathomable way, unimaginable. Not imaginable, unimaginable. This was pure, unbridled fury. This was the Most High perpetrating an evil like had never been seen before or after on the earth. They agreed to create us in their image and their likeness. Bere'Shiyth 1:26. He created us in his image and likeness. Bere'Shiyth 1:27. And formed us with his hands from dust. Bere'Shiyth 2, verse 7. Yet and still, dusty man, that's you, that's me, dusty man thinks that he is not supposed to get angry. That Yahuwah, the one who made us in his image and likeness, is not supposed to get angry. Dusty man thinks he is not supposed to act out of anger, okay? He's not supposed to think it. He's not supposed to show anger. He's not supposed to act out of anger, okay? He's supposed to be a robot. He's supposed to be, the celestial Mr. Spock. Sorry, that's another ad lib. That ain't in my notes. I am not promoting acting out of anger, but we are the product of he who made us in their image. His image. His image. Now, that said, I get angry. So don't mess with me. Sorry, couldn't help it. I even show my anger. However, being of a sound mind, now I do my best not to transgress my Father. Not you, not anybody. I try not to transgress him, all right? And I'm focusing to guide my anger to the things that transgress. I'm focusing not to guide my anger to things that transgress my Father, instead of focusing on me. I guess the real question is, do you express your anger? And do you do it angrily? I said that on purpose. If you do, you just may be like Yahuwah after all. Imagine that. Verse 11. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. Now, this verse gives the exact date of the flood. To calculate backward from Noah's age, along with the genealogies provided, we can determine the exact date of the flood. Now, I have not, and likely will not, do those calculations. You can do it. I'm not that great a mathematician, okay? I don't think I'm that interested either. I'd be interested to see what you come up with, though. This is the second time, chapter 7, verse 6, stating that Noah was 600 when the flood began. Yahuwah is confirming that it only took 7 days for the flood to occur from the time he brought it to Noah, or at least brought it to his attention. It did not take 120 years. I will repeat that all the way through Revelation. In chapter 5, verse 32, Noah was 500 years old. The flood came when he was 600 and some change according to this verse. That by itself is only 100 years. He was 600 when Yahuwah told him, and 600 when it took place. This was a horrific display of power. Horrific. Even more, we have no information as to whether or not those who helped to exacerbate this situation were given warning and or time, a chance to repent and seek forgiveness. Were they given a chance to lift up the name of Yahuwah and his ways? Or were they simply punished without warning or a chance to cease their behavior? Here, the hint from earlier came to the forefront. Dusty man has provoked the gravest response from Yahuwah, and his reaction seems to be both voluntary and involuntary. All right, remember, dust provokes both voluntary and involuntary responses. Here, Yahuwah acted out both. Now, involuntary, because he seems like he is acting automatically. Seems like he is. You know, it's like somebody make you mad and you punch him in the eye real quick, you know. Well, this is his punch in the eye to man. Now, involuntary, because he takes the time to save one who has found favor. Nonetheless, the dust has irritated him far too long, and he has to wash it off. He has to wash off the dust. Right now, my new disassembly sweater with Yahuwah's name written in his ancient Hebrew writing is clean. But at some point, the dust is going to make it dirty, and I'm going to have to wipe it off. I'm going to have to clean it off. I'm going to have to wash it off. I have to put it in the washing machine because I'm not doing it by hand, and I'm going to put some chemicals in there, and it's going to wash it around, spin it around, and a lot of water and chemicals, and it's going to come out looking like this again. The purple may be faded a little bit, but it's going to come out clean. So I can imagine that Yahuwah's purpose here is to clean the planet of all this dust, with all this water swishing around and rocks and all these hard elements to help break everything up and crush it down and grind it down to a pulp. All of this is to clean the planet. At least the ones that are not in the ark, okay? And on that note, we're going to end this, and we're going to come back again, and we're going to get even deeper. Yes, it gets deeper, okay? This is some good stuff here. Thank you for giving this to us, Father. There could be great movies based on this, but nothing can beat what you give us, what you tell us with your own mouth, and we receive in our ears and in our heart. Thank you, Father, and you enjoy this good day.